Welcome to niyaimagination.com. Today I'm gonna teach you how to sew Katori blouse. Firstly, if you didn't subscribe yet, then please do subscribe and ring the bell with subscribe button to get notified as in when I upload my new video. So for Katori blouse, required measurements are full length, chest or bust, waist, front neck and back neckline. The length of front neck and back neck. So today I'm teaching you the neckline which is deeper. If you want to make a simple normal neckline, then yes, I have this draft for all size measurements. So let me consider all size measurements. How do we calculate for every size? If the chest is from 28 to 30 and you are making the length of neckline 6 or 7 inches, then this chart will follow. It means armhole will be 6 inches and cross back will be 13 inches. So this chart you can follow if you are making sleeveless blouse. Whether your neckline is deep or normal, you can easily use this chart for making sleeveless blouses. Or if you are making blouses with sleeves, then your neckline can be 6 inches or 7 inches lengthwise. But if you are making deep necks like 8, 7, like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 inches, then you will follow this chart. Okay, so as per 28 to 30 inches, your armhole will be 6 inches and cross back will decrease by 1 inch, that is 12 inches. As per 32 to 36 inch, armhole will be 6.5 inch, cross back will be 14 inch. Then if you make for deep neck, it will become 12 inches. Okay, then 38 to 40 inches, it should be 14 inches, cross back should be 14 inches, and if you are making deep neckline, it will be 13 inches. For 42 inch and above, like 44 etc., then armhole will be 7.5 and cross back will be 14.5. if you are making deep neckline, then it will be 13 inches. So let me consider how to draft it. For drafting, you must draft it on newspaper first or any paper, then you will go to your cloth. Okay, so this is recommended to you, and your cloth will be folded from that side. So here I write this fold. On the bottom you require 1.5 inches for bottom turning. See, I am writing here 1.5 inch for bottom turning. Then we will measure the belt part. For belt part of Katori blouse is different than belt blouse, so remember to keep it like so. It must be 3.5 inches from the neckline side. Let me write down 3.5 inches from neckline side, and from armhole side, here we made armhole, it should be 2.5 inches, 2.5 inches. Okay, then I am writing here 2.5 inches. From in between, it means from middle, it is going like a C shape, so it should be 1.5 inches, 1.5 inch, and I am marked like so, 1.5 inch. And then we will make C shape in case of Katori blouse to give perfect fitting of Katori. As per different chest measurement, this varies. Let me make this part and then I will tell you how this varies. If the chest is 32 to 40 inch, it means if it is between 32 to 14 inch, then you will take it 3.5 inch. But if chest size increases from 41, 42, 45 etc., then you will add half inches more to 3.5. it means you will take 4 inches this belt part from neckline side. So there is no need to change anything from the armhole side. And if you are making for the person who is slim, then you can take it 3 inches. It means you will reduce half inches. For example, in case of 26 inch bust, 28 to 30 inch. So let me write down here for the belt part. This is the part of belt, and this will come toward the neckline. So it must be 3.5 inches for normal bust sizes. It means 32 to 40 inches. But if increases 41 to any above, then you will add half inches. If it decreases, it means in case of slim people, then it will reduce by half inches, that is 3 inches. and toward this side it will be 2.5 inches. There is no change in that part. That will be okay. Now let me mark the required length of our blouse. We already marked 1.5 inches on the bottom for bottom turning, and we know that if we cut the belt part, then it will go half inches in turning, belt turning. So that is why we are going to take 1 inch more. It means 14 inches plus 1 inch, 15 inches, and then I will mark the required length, that is 1 inch. We increased 1 inch because it will go in the stitching margin. Okay, on the top I kept half inches for top turning of neckline, or you can say top turning of shoulders. So in total I require 1.5 inches extra margin lengthwise, and plus 1.5 inch margin at the bottom, which we already marked in our earlier stage. Okay, then let me see about the armhole part and cross back part. See, right now I am making this deep neckline. It means I am making this 12 inches back neckline. I am making 12 inches lengthwise. So I can take this part. It means this table will follow as per deep neckline. It was 12 inches in my case. So 12 divided by 2 comes 6 inches. So right like this you will keep the inch tape and mark on the shoulder part. It means the cross back part I marked for 6 inches, and top to armhole will be 6.5 as per my chart. So this includes margins. Not any need to keep extra margin on the top for top turning, because for armhole these markings are with margins. And here I am marking for the neck width. I require 6 inches widthwise. So you will take 6 divided by 2 is 3 inches widthwise, and lengthwise the neckline length I require 7 inches. So I will mark at 7 inch, and I kept half inches for top turning of neckline, because if we sew the neckline it will reduces. So firstly, for all type of necklines you just mark it like so, and mark C shape for neckline. I always recommend to mark C shape first, because we are going to give the shape for Katori with help of this C shape. Okay, so afterward if we require to change the neck design, then we can change the neck design, but for drafting you will measure this C shape. Here I am giving this armhole shape. From bottom I marked at 1.5 inches, and 1.5 inches I gave half inch toward inner side for front panels shape of armhole, and then I joined it like so. So that is the case where we want to give the shape for front panel. Now see, we are going to mark for center dart. I taught this in previous video that center dart's formula is chest divided by 12 plus 1 inches. Okay, this follows in case of all chest sizes. So as per your chest you can keep the measurement in your formula. For example, in my case I require 34 divided by 12, it comes 2.8, plus 1 it comes 3.8. So we can easily take 3.75. Okay, so this comes over here. Let me see how we mark it. From the neckline side we mark center dart point horizontally like so. I require 3.75 inches. So let me mark here. Okay, and then we are going to mark the required length of this center dart. So this length is chest divided by 12 minus half inches. This is the case as we did in our previous videos for the center dart. 34 divided by 12 inches you can do for your required chest measurement, minus 0.5 inch for half inches subtraction. It comes 2.3 inch. So 2 inches here, and 2.25 inches here, and 2.3 inch comes here. So let me mark it over here. The apex point, with help of this formula we marked it like so. Now we have to mark the width of this center point. With help of this point we will be able to measure our apex point. There is no need to measure through body measurement. So that is the case. So the required width of this center dart will be equal to the length of this center dart. So how to measure that? Just fold your inch tape over here like so, as I am doing, as we measured till here, and then we fold our inch tape like so, and you will keep it here so that you will marking it clearly and correctly. I am marking it over here. It means your width of dart will be exactly equal to the length of dart, like so. I marked it. This will give perfect shape to your burst line. It means this will give perfect shape to your katori. And what is the required width of your blouse? It should be just plus 5 inches, because when we make pleat over here, the cloth will shrink. So that is why we are adding 5 inches and then divide it by 4 inches, because we have this panel. This is fourth part of the panel of blouse. So it comes 34 plus 5, 39, divided by 4 comes 9.75 inch. From neckline side, I required this 9.75 inch required width of this blouse. Let me mark it like so. And after that we will give 1.5 inch of margin, which comes on side turning. Okay, when we sew on this side, it will comes on the side turning like so. Now we are going to mark the katori point over here. This is the apex point, and here see carefully, I am marking it circle over here. So we are going to calculate all measurements for the katori with help of this point. So this comes 2.5 inch. So here we are going to add half inches more on this side. Whatever measurement is coming toward that side, see carefully, this is the center dart and this is the point from where we are marking for the katori point. See carefully and remember this point. I circled this. This is 2.5 inches. For example, this is 2.5 inches in my case. So you will add half more inches over here. Okay, this comes over here. 2.5 plus half is 3 inches. And on the neckline side, now you will be able to understand why I make this round over here. You will subtract half inches from this point, as this was 2.5 inches. See carefully how I am doing is, this is 2.5 inches. I will reduce half inches, it will come 2 inches. So now you will mark it in this circular way like so. This comes over here. Now mark it over here. Here you got these 2 points for your katori cut. Now you can apply a circular shape for katori. See carefully how I am making this. This should be somewhat like so. Nice C shape. Yes, we are able to make katori shape over here. So finally we are able to make a katori shape with help of that point which I circled, and you should keep that in your mind. Okay, and then keep your cloth after folding it twice. It means this is the back panel. Firstly we are cutting the back panel, and I kept lining part and main part with each other and then folded it like so. With help of this draft I can cut it, but remember one thing, we have 1 inch of margin which will come while we are sewing this belt, but in back panel there is no such belt attachment. So in case of back panel we are going to reduce 1 inches. See carefully, this is the part which we are going to reduce later on in back panels. So in case of back panel, remember to reduce 1 inches and keep your panel over here. Cut your armhole and neckline as per the panel, and then we are going to give the shape of neckline. If you require deep neckline, you can increase the neckline. Like I require 12 inches, so I marked it like so. And then I require round shape, so I am marking C shape. If you want sweetheart shape, then you can this is the straight, and you can just go straight slant and then cut it. So it is your choice. Now I am cutting the length of this blouse. In this fashion I am able to cut lining plus main cloth simultaneously. So let me cut the panel, the draft for front panel. So here I want to give the sweetheart shape, so that is why I am marking slant, and then continue this point till the neckline. It means continue the katori part till the neckline. Then we cut the neckline like so. Okay, see, I am cutting it. This is the neckline, and here is the half-inch margin on the top. Here is the front armhole shape. Remember to give this shape. Firstly, we are doing these all cuttings on our draft, then we will cut this on our cloth. Now cut this katori shape like I am cutting. Finally, this is the time to cut this belt for katori. See how I am cutting. Cut in this fashion. Now we have these for our front panel. So we are going to keep this on our clothes, on our main cloth and on our lining cloth. Then we can cut them. If you are making the katori blouse without lining, then you can make that without lining. This is the part. Now keep it correctly on your cloth. It means wherever you are finding your space, you are keeping these drafts over here. So remember to keep two clothes. It means right now I am cutting the main cloth, and remember to keep two main clothes. It means folded main clothes, because we require panels for two sides, right and left hand side of the blouse. So that is why I am cutting it like so. You can keep your hand while you are cutting, or you can apply pins. That will be best option to apply pin, like I am applying over here. If you are beginner, then always remember to apply these pins on your draft so that you will cut correctly. So keep your draft correctly and apply the pins. Remember, I kept double fold cloth because I require two panels of main cloth and two panels of lining cloth. Now this is how I am cutting the belt part. You should cut while keeping your hand on the draft. This is best manner to cut. Now we got two main clothes, and now we are cutting this. Then we will cut this katori part. See, I am cutting this armhole part on the front line. Remember, we gave the shape over here for the armhole. And one more thing to remember is to give this half inches more, because here you are going to join your katori part with this part. So remember to give this shape. Now I am cutting this neckline part. Here I am cutting the remaining armhole part. Now I will cut the sides. Here is the part where we are going to attach our belt. Now remember to give this half inches more. This is highly recommended to give this half inches more, because it will come in stitch. Yes. Now we can remove these pins, and we got two panels for two sides, for left and the right side of the blouse. You can see like so. I am cutting this katori part on different clothes, so that you will be able to see this correctly when I will sew this. Over here as well, remember to give half inches of margin, because we are going to sew this with katori. So give this half inches shape over here, and then there is no need to give any shape on any other side. The only side where we gave the shape is that Now I am cutting this without giving any extra margin. So here we got two panels for Katori. Now we can remove the pins, and you can see we got two panels for Katori part. Similarly, we are going to cut this lining part. This is the plain cloth for lining, and I keep all drafts on this. Wherever I found the space, I kept these drafts like so. This is the belt part and this is the Katori part. Again, remember to give ½ inches extra, which will attach with another panel like so, and then cut it. And on this panel as well, remember to give ½ inches extra. Some people make these mistakes, then they forget to give this extra part, and then their stitching will suffer because of that. And I am cutting the belt part right now. This is the bottom of the belt. Now I am cutting this Katori, and yes, this is the extra, ½ inch extra, and we able to cut them. Then there is the last point. Remember, all these panels are folded. It means there are two panels. When we cut, we will be able to get two panels for lining part, two panels for main cloth. This is the neckline which I am cutting. This is shoulder. This is armhole of lining, and this is side, bottom, belt. Okay, these all panels are ready. This part will attach with each other, and this is the belt part. So today we can see we learn how to cut this on main cloth as well as on lining cloth. This is super easy tutorial. If you are not able to get a stitching tutorial, which I will teach you in next tutorial video, so you remember to click on bell icon so that you will get my video as and when I upload. Okay, keep watching niaimagination.com. Please do subscribe. When you click on Nia Imagination, you will reach to my channel. Here is the bell icon. You will click that so that you will notified as and when I upload my new video. There is the video column where you can find all my videos. Here under playlist, you will find all my playlists, whether in English or Hindi, as per your choice. Thank you.